Signing for Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United was a fairy tale for many, but for others, it was a dream that became a nightmare. It wasn't all your Peter Schmeichels, Cristiano Ronaldos, Eric Cantonas and Roy Keanes. There is always the flip side of the coin. And Mark Ogden joins me now to talk about 5 of the biggest flops at Old Trafford. And we'll start at number 5, Mark, where you have picked a man who won the World Cup, but he didn't win too much at Manchester United. It's Kléberson.
Yeah, well, when he came from Brazil in, I think it was 2003, he was kind of billed as the guy that helped Brazil win the World Cup. I think Luis Felipe Scolari said he was the driving force behind Brazil's victory. And this was a Brazil team with, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, all these great players. But when he came to United, he was rubbish, basically. He just couldn't hack it in the Premier League. He was too lightweight, never really got going. I think he played 30 games in 2 years and disappeared without a trace. And it was one. I think he came with Eric Djemba that summer, and he was another one that didn't really do too well. But Kleberson, for me, came with this real big reputation and was just out of his depth. And it showed you how good the players were at United at the time. People like Roy Keane, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes. He couldn't get anywhere near that midfield.
Djemba's not made your list, though, has he?
No, because to be fair, there were quite a few bad signings that Fergie made. So I thought that, I had to pick players that had a bit of a reputation before they came. And Djemba had no reputation before he came, and even worse when he left. So.
All right. So in at number 4, you picked a player who came in at the same season that Cristiano Ronaldo did, but he definitely didn't have the same impact. It's David Bellion.
Yeah, well, David Bellion probably came with more fanfare than Ronaldo because nobody knew who Ronaldo was. And David Bellion arrived from Sunderland. I think it was about a £3 million deal. And he was billed as a new Thierry Henry. He was French, he was quick, played in the wing, and everyone thought that, Fergie had a masterstroke by getting this kid from Sunderland. But again, too lightweight, didn't really cut it. And he was just... £3 million wasn't a lot to lose, but it definitely wasn't the new Thierry Henry, not by some distance.
It's definitely the worst thing that can happen for a player, surely, being billed the next anybody, especially Thierry Henry.
Well, if you bill as the next David Bellion, you might have a decent chance, but no, it was nowhere near. And I think that the problem was at the time, Henry was at his absolute peak of his powers, 2003-04, so it was probably the worst thing. It's like saying now that you could be the new Messi or Ronaldo. You have no chance.
It's another Frenchman that you've picked in at number 3. It's Gabriel Obertan. Why have you put him there?
Gabriel Obertan there was a period during the early part of the last decade when Sir Alex Ferguson said that they weren't going to compete with Man City in the market. He said they were kamikaze spending, is the phrase he used. United instead were looking for value in the market, which basically meant they were getting rubbish players for low fees. And Gabriel Obertan just kind of ticked every box in that sense. I think he came from Bordeaux, and he was just... It was a player who would never get anywhere near Man United 5 or 6 years earlier, and he was hopeless really. He was supposed to be a winger. He couldn't get past his man. He couldn't cross very well. Didn't score many goals, and it was just a player that Man United should never have signed.
He's actually still playing in the Turkish second division. Erzurumspor is where he is now. In at number 2 is a man who's still playing, and it's a name that often comes up when you talk about those that didn't work out at Manchester United. It is Bebe.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for Bebe because he came, and I was at the press conference when he arrived, and he looked like a rabbit in the headlights. He was completely bewildered by signing for Man United. The story with Bebe is that he was basically homeless, and he had a talent, and one of the clubs in Portugal took him on, and he had a good season, apparently. And he suddenly turned up signing for Man United for £7.4 million. And at his press conference when he unveiled him, Sir Alex Ferguson said he'd not even seen him play. He'd not even seen him on video. And it's like, well, this is Man United and they're signing players without seeing them play. And the story goes that it was signed on the recommendation of Carlos Queiroz, who was Sir Alex's old number 2 and Portugal manager, who obviously worked closely with Ronaldo. But, Bebe was just... Some of the players at the time were saying that this guy is like a fan who's won a prize ticket to go and train with the players. He couldn't play. And I saw some of his games. I was in Turkey for a Champions League and they played Bursaspor away, when Bebe and Gabriel Obertan both scored in the same game. I think they won 3-0 that night. So I'm probably the only person who can say he saw that Bebe and Obertan score. But, Bebe, what Bebe is memorable for is his crosses. He crossed the ball like he was taking a goal kick. He would cross and it would go into the stand. And, he played 7 games, I think, for United and was quickly moved on. But I do feel sorry for him because it wasn't his fault he signed for Man United. Who'd ever turn it down? But he was just completely unprepared for it and just not ready for it, not good enough.
Well, things definitely went a bit better for him at Rayo Vallecano, but it's funny when you're watching and you'll see a La Liga game and people are like, is that the Bebe? Yes, that's him. In at number 1, though, it's an Italian goalkeeper who was brought in to fill the gloves of Peter Schmeichel, no pressure, Massimo Taibi.
Yeah, his career lasted 4 games that spanned 3 weeks, and he let in 11 goals. And it was just, I think the most infamous one was when Matt Letizia shot from about 40 yards, and he bent down to collect it, and it went through his knees, and he went through his legs. So, Taibi was, he came quickly and disappeared quickly. He was man of the match in his debut at Anfield, I think, in a game at Liverpool, and then they lost 5-0 at Chelsea. And it was just a disastrous signing. Sir Alex had a bad record with goalkeepers. Mark Bosnich, Jim Leighton, even Fabian Barthez were quite unsuccessful. And I think Tim Howard lasted about a year or two before he was cast off. So, Sir Alex had a bit of a blind spot with goalkeepers. But one thing I have to say in this list, it's a top 5 list, and everyone would have said Juan Sebastian Veron would have been on this list. But for me, Veron was a great player that didn't quite cut it in the Premier League. But if you still look at some of the goals he scored in that era and the passes that he played, and he actually won the Premier League, he contributed to success at United, Veron, whereas this lot just didn't.
Okay, well, you've explained yourself there on Veron, because I was going to ask you, what about Diego Forlan? Where would he have come if you had a longer list?
Diego Forlan obviously had a really bad start. He took a long time to score his first goal, but no Man United fan will ever say he was a flop because he scored that great goal at Anfield where he made a fool of Jerzy Dudek. So, Forlan will always be a hero. They still sing about Forlan when they go to Anfield and basically gold the Liverpool fans. So Forlan didn't have many high points, but if you score a winning goal for Man United at Anfield, then I think you're always going to be a hero.
So there you go. Sir Alex Ferguson was used to winning during his 26 years as manager of Manchester United, but he didn't always get it right when it came to signings.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.